Welcome back, guys. So, we just talked about the Atari VCS just a few days ago when we were doing our little update on a lot of this crowdfunding nonsense that's going on, right? We have a lot to talk about in the future on some other crowdfunding stuff that I have looked at. But today, real quick, we got to revisit this because there is some news and a lot of people have been hitting me up about this. So, I figured why not take a look at what's going on and comment on it. So the Atari VCS, this little fella right here, July 2019, that's the one thing we were talking about, the estimated delivery. Okay, it's an estimate. I give you that. But if they were to deliver by then, they would have to already be in production pretty much, right? Or very soon to get these out to people. So maybe this is part of why they responded, why they put something out there. They were having some troubles with their website. I didn't think much of it. That kind of stuff happens. Sometimes companies or whomever, they might be doing some upgrades or having some server maintenance, something. So I didn't think too much of that. But now, after that, they've put out a little blog post, a little statement. And yes, this thing is not coming out in July. There's actually no specific date or month. But what we do know, or at least what they're telling us, I don't think this means we know anything, is that more power is coming to the Atari VCS. They're getting an upgrade here. So let's kind of look at this a little bit. The Atari VCS will now be powered by a 14nm AMD processor featuring high-performance Radeon Vega graphics architecture and 2 Zen CPU cores. So, you know, it's been some time. We haven't really had full-on specs. We still don't even know. So they're stating that this new processor includes built-in Ethernet, native 4K, with modern HD CP and a secure frame buffer that fully supports DRM, video, Netflix, HBO, all that stuff. So after, you know, the final season of Game of Thrones, maybe you could start streaming some Game of Thrones or something, or some Netflix. Who cares? Every damn thing streams this stuff. Oh my God. But they're just stating, hey, this is going to have some better overall performance and a cooler, quieter box. So the thing will be cooler and quieter, right? Whatever. All with minimal impact to our manufacturing process. Okay, cool. Cool story, bro. But there's really not much they're saying here. Atari cannot thank our great partners at AMD enough for bringing forward this exciting new and thus far unannounced product for us to utilize in the VCS. So they're not even really announcing anything. The only reason any of this mumbo jumbo is being thrown up here is just so they have an excuse to say, sorry guys, we have to delay the thing. Now it's not going to be available. According to this, they project a new delivery window for the end of 2019 for the Indiegogo backers. This is not in-store availability, mass marketed thing. This is to the Indiegogo backers, the first people, which I definitely agree. You backed it, you get it first before anybody else. But how many times has that kind of not happened, right? Companies will go through crowdfunding and people who purchase through their website or through something else wind up getting it before people who backed it, or they don't get them in order, that kind of thing. I mean, I could think of a few companies who have done stuff like that. You know, Dreamcade Replay, being one of the first backers, and people, 1,000 ahead get it first. They didn't make any sense. But other companies have done where they've sold a product on their website after the crowdfunding, and those people get it first sometimes. So I'm not 100%, dude. You can't really accuse these people, this company, of anything quite yet. But I do feel this whole blog post, this whole response, this whole we got to talk about what's going down is just an excuse to get people off of their nuts. So there's some kind of news. Hey, we're upgrading this thing. So now the people who have backed this, they're probably pretty confident. You know what I mean? Looking at this project is on fire. Yeah, just like the Fire Festival, right? Yes, it's definitely on fire. There's a lot of people who are happy and excited, and I don't want to take away from that from people, but it's just, I've learned my lesson with backing consoles, hardware on crowdfunding sites. A company, Atari, the hell are you crowdfunding for? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not the same Atari we know and love from many years ago. It's a new Atari who's also dealing with legal troubles, legal battles, fighting Fergal Mac, whatever the heck that dude's name is. We kind of commented on that previously. He's suing them. So, they got money tied up in that, with these upgrades, and they're still selling, base system, $239. Is the price going to increase? They can't really increase the price, right? After the fact they can, but I'm not sure I'm not sure with what the actual unit's going to cost them to make. If they're kind of overstepping things here, who knows? But watch 2019. We're in 2019. We're in March of 2019. Come the end of 2019, what the hell does the end of 2019 mean? Does that mean September, October, November, December? Does that mean the last day of December? Who the hell knows? But I'm willing to put money on that this little announcement here, which is just buying them time, announce something, and get people, kind of talking about things in a positive light, that, hey, there's this huge upgrade that we can't even announce what it is because it doesn't seem like anybody really knows what the specs are yet. They haven't even shown any actual games for this thing. So, what is this? Who knows right now? Seeing is believing, and they haven't shown much of anything. They haven't shown anything much up to this point. Now they have new architecture, whole new thing going on. So things got to shift around. They've got to be working on a lot of things, user interface, software, that kind of thing. So now it's just more excuses, in my opinion, to not be able to show games, anything special going on for this thing. In reality, I know there's a lot of people who love the Atari 2600. There's a lot of people who love a lot of the Atari old school stuff, the 5200. There's a lot of cool games. But that cannot be the selling point for this. That, hey, you have access to old school Atari 2600 games that are just kind of those big ass single color squares are now just going to be a little more sharper on your 4K or HD, 1080p TV. That's not a selling point. Having some exclusives, some cool stuff to show, even if it's something that's just popular on something else. I don't even play Fortnite, but you could, get Fortnite running on this thing and show that, like, hey, we got Fortnite on here. Get a bunch of people excited who are into that kind of thing, I guess, unless that's not where they want to go. They want to stick to classic remakes and stuff like that. But now it's just buying time to not have to show anything because now they're working on, it's almost like the system started over. They're working on it again. We don't have specs. We don't have games. We don't know what's going on. We don't have a firm release date. I have a feeling this whole time from March up until, let's just say 6 months from now, September, maybe the end of summer. I don't know. They're going to have another announcement. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that this thing is going to, not for people who didn't back it, but the Indiegogo backers, I feel like they're going to get slighted. It's going to get, 6 months from now, toward the end of the year. Hey guys, this came up, or we're doing, trying to make it seem beneficial to the people who backed it. And they're going to have some kind of excuse where it goes into 2020. Some of these people I'm reading on these comments like, oh, this is a great thing to compete with, the next generation of systems. Who are you competing with, bro? I don't see them competing with Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo. Those three companies have a proven track record. You could be for one or none or all three systems, but they have a proven track record. Those companies are profitable. They put out some awesome games. And this new Atari, they've got a lot to prove, just like the Poly Mega. You've got a lot to prove, and you're not showing nothing. You got these little fluff pieces of updates. It took you forever to get to this one, and you really didn't reveal much of anything other than it's being delayed. So the people that think like this is a smart move going into 2019, the end of 2019 into 2020, that it's great, they're going to be competing. Well, how are they going to compete with anybody? Like, people are going to pass this up for the next gen of systems, the next generation of systems. The holidays are going to come around. Are people, if the backers get it, that's not going to do any good for the tons of people who would maybe be interested in it if this was sitting on the shelf Black Friday, right? Like, hey, oh, what is this new system? But then people are going to see this because what has happened? Ass games has happened. You have all those Atari flashbacks sitting around everywhere at every store. Somebody sees a new Atari box on the shelf and it's selling for $200 to $300. Are they going to pick that up, or are they going to pick up an Atari flashback for $70? I mean, as an impulse buy for something that's not being mass marketed, that only really online communities know about. So to me, it just doesn't make sense. Look forward to this being delayed again. I'm putting my money on it. I am willing to bet end of the year, not going to happen. It's just my hunch, man. It is what it is. So really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Stayed up a little late. I was going to go to sleep, man. I'm baked. Holy crap. But we got a lot coming up this week. Whole new setup that I got going on, recording, microphones, stuff I'm learning. Have a whole new setup to record my unboxings and product reviews. A lot of cool stuff coming up on this channel. One thing I wanted to point out too, I haven't even talked about it on any recent videos, but if you follow me on Twitter at Madlittlepixel, I have a pinned post. What? If you made it this far in the video, cool, because not as many people have entered this time as previous times, so I haven't talked about it. But we're giving away some controllers from 8BitDo and RetroBit. Check out that pinned post, has all the details there. Win yourself a controller. Why not, right? We're doing a new giveaway every couple weeks or so keep tabs on that. Really do appreciate it. Smash that like button. Make sweet-ass VCS love to that notification bell. Really, really does help me out, and I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Bye.